All right, let's jump right into the action-packed chaos of Resident Evil Afterlife. We're going to follow Alice as she goes from this revenge-fueled powerhouse to a leader desperately trying to find the last safe place on Earth. You ready? Let's do this. So, this is the big question, right? The whole movie hangs on this. We all know Alice is this unstoppable superhuman force. But what happens when you take all of that away? When she's just human? That's the core of this story, and it's where we kick things off.
First up, vengeance in Tokyo. And believe me, this movie starts with a bang. Alice isn't waiting around to be attacked. No, she is bringing the war straight to Umbrella's front door in Tokyo. And just in case you need a little reminder, the Umbrella Corporation, they're the bad guys. The really bad guys. They're the pharma giant that cooked up the T-virus, the little thing that basically ended the world and turned everyone into zombies. All for money, of course. So Alice's plan is just overwhelming. She shows up with an entire army of her own clones, and they just tear through this massive underground lab. Security doesn't stand a chance. They have one target and one target only, the head of Umbrella himself, Albert Wesker. But you can't corner a snake like Wesker. He's always got a backup plan. He just hits a button, locks everything down, and sets a giant bomb to go off. Then, he hops on his private aircraft to get away, leaving the entire facility and all of Alice's clones to be completely wiped off the map. Now, the real Alice, she manages to get on board that plane. But during the fight, Wesker gets her. He injects her with something that just switches off the T-virus in her system. And just like that, poof, her superhuman powers are gone. She's mortal. The entire game has just been flipped on its head. Okay, so with Alice now depowered, she's on a new quest. The search for Arcadia. She's got to find this supposed safe haven she's been hearing about. We jump forward 6 months. Alice has been flying, following these coordinates from a radio signal promising a place called Arcadia. But when she gets there, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just some abandoned planes and this creepy, dead silence. So where is everybody? Well, she does find someone. Her old friend, Claire Redfield. But something's wrong. Claire attacks her. And Alice realizes she's got this weird spider-like device latched onto her chest. It's an Umbrella creation, and it's completely controlling her. So Alice manages to get that thing off Claire, though Claire's memory is shot. They take to the skies again, and that's when they see it. A group of people on top of a prison, totally surrounded by zombies. It's not the paradise they were looking for, but hey, it's people. It's hope. So they land, ready to help. But this prison is a trap in its own way. They're low on food, low on ammo, and the zombies are pushing in from all sides. And trust me, it's about to go from bad to so much worse. You see, those zombies clawing at the gates, they're a problem for sure, but they're not the main problem. Suddenly, the ground starts shaking. Something huge is coming. Something new. This is one of Umbrella's latest, most terrifying creations. And here he is, the Axeman. This thing is a gigantic monster, and it's carrying a weapon that's like a hybrid of a massive axe and a sledgehammer. And its job is simple. Smash down that gate and let the whole zombie horde flood the prison. Okay, so the Axeman is literally breaking down the front door. Time for plan B. There's a prisoner locked up who says he knows a way out, a secret path through the flooded sewers below. And their goal? Get to the Arcadia, which they figured out isn't a place, it's a ship. So after a pretty insane fight through the sewers and one last showdown with the Axeman, they make it. They're at the Arcadia. But this ship, it is not what it seems. It's hiding a really dark secret. Remember, this is the promise that's been broadcast all over. Come to Arcadia. We have food, we have shelter, you'll be safe. In a world that's completely fallen apart, that message is basically the only piece of hope left for anyone. So they get on board, and when they check the ship's records, it's just chilling. The log says over 2,000 survivors are on this ship. But when they look around, it's a ghost town, completely empty. What in the world is going on? And that's when it all clicks into place. The terrible, awful truth. Arcadia was never about safety. It was a lie. It was a trap set by the Umbrella Corporation to gather up human test subjects for their horrible experiments. They find them, by the way, all 2,000 survivors locked away in stasis pods deep in the ship. And who's there to greet them? None other than the mastermind himself, Albert Wesker. And yep, he's very much alive. Okay, wait a minute. How is this possible, right? We literally saw his plane explode. I mean, it was a massive fireball. No one could survive that.
Could they?
Well, the answer is the very thing that started this whole mess, the T-virus. Just like Alice used to have, Wesker has a controlled version of it in his system. It gives him insane healing powers. He can regenerate from injuries that would kill anyone else instantly. So it all comes down to this, the big fight. And of course, Wesker tries to pull the same trick twice. He arms a bomb to blow up the entire ship and makes a run for his escape plane. But Alice is smarter this time. She manages to stick that bomb on his plane. He takes off, hits the trigger, and boom, bye-bye Wesker.
So with Wesker gone, Alice takes over the broadcast system, and she sends out a new message, a real one. She tells any survivors out there that Arcadia is finally what it was promised to be, a safe place. For the first time in a long time, there's a real glimmer of hope. But just as that message of hope is going out, you look up, and the sky is just full of Umbrella aircraft. An entire army, and all their guns are pointed right at the ship. It's a huge cliffhanger. They won this one fight, sure, but the war, it's just getting started. And it leaves you wondering, in a world this broken, is anywhere truly safe?